coming out today. We had a good bye week. As I said previously, I liked how it fit for us. Six games, a legitimate week, legitimate open date, and then 6 more games, and they're all conference from here on out. Like how it's set up for us. First and foremost, what we did last week was look at ourselves, offense, defense, special teams. Do a self-scout. Kind of want to know what everybody else knows about us, and then just look at our personnel. We put the personnel in the right position to be successful, and there's some things that what are we doing well that we want to keep doing, and what are some things we're not doing as well, and why aren't we doing as well? Are they schematic? Are they personnel? Are there just different things we can do to help ourselves? So clearly had a good look at that, and we had a head start in Ohio U last week, but the focus predominantly was on ourselves, but we did get a little bit of work in against them, parts of Tuesday and parts of Wednesday. We worked our younger players every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. When I say younger, guys that are redshirting or guys that aren't playing as much, and some non-scholarship guys that we think are part of our developmental program. So we really got some good work in with them. Every day we did a segment where they got a lot of work, and then on Wednesday we ended our practice with a developmental bowl, which was very spirited and intense, and a lot of good hitting, and that was good to see. The coaches jumped around and did recruiting Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We ventured in-state and out-of-state. My efforts were in-state, and some of our staff was in-state at least one day, and then we were out-of-state the rest of the day, both high school and junior college-wise. As taking advantage of the rule, which allows 10 coaches to go out during a designated open period that you designate a week. So the 9 assistant coaches and myself, we took advantage of that. And the reception was terrific from the coaches. The reception is terrific from the prospective players that we're looking at, from the indications of the coaches or through our phone conversations with them. So we're recruiting is an ongoing process, and we're just continuing to do that in earnest, as well as coach our team and improve ourselves. On the injury front, Marquello Sewell is back. He practiced all last week, and he will be back in action this Saturday for us. We're excited to have Marquello back, excited that his injury is behind him. We're getting some guys closer to being back. Adam Bice, Zach Kasperik are a week away probably from being back. Our anticipation is when we play our next game, they'll be back playing for us. Sheldon Miller is most likely out for the season, and and Hassan Azimi is obviously out for the season. And Hassan had his surgery last week, and I don't know if he indicated in here, but Hassan has definitely indicated to us that he's going to return for his 5th year, which we're excited for him and excited for us, and he'll be in graduate school. And he's a great example on the field, besides being a starting football player, and obviously a terrific person in the locker room for our team. And Jared Pugsley is probably a couple of weeks away from getting back with us here. When we look at Ohio U, we're excited about getting back to playing. We're an improving football team. I think that's pretty obvious to everybody, and we just want to keep improving every single day in practice and obviously on the field, and hopefully as we go through the rest part of the season, reap the benefits of that improvement on game day. And that's what our goals are as we continue to get better. Looking forward to coming back playing at home. 2 of the next 3 are at home. And this is the first 10,000 fans this week. You'll be excited to get a Zippy bobblehead. So get there early, Tom, so you can get your Zippy bobblehead.
Put it on eBay.
For us. And we want to establish ourselves as a good home team, and you don't get any opportunities to do that other than playing at home and playing well. And like I said, we have 2 of the next 3 at home. Ohio U's an established football program, very well coached football program. When you watch them play, you can tell that they've been coached by predominantly the same staff for 7 years. And they look like a team that does that. On offense, even though they changed their system from a year ago, they're stepping the right way. They got the guys in the right place. They're very physical. Defense, they're in the right gaps. And I've known Coach Solich for a number of years. When he had the year where he sat out before becoming a head coach at Ohio U, he visited us at Wisconsin 2 different occasions and been very gracious to me. In this league, I was on the board of trustees of the AFCA with him, and Frank's been very good to me during my career as an assistant coach, and clearly as a head coach, he's been a guy that I could always ask a question to and spend some quality time with. They're a physical team, they're a tough team, which would be a two characteristics of a Frank Solich coach team, clearly. And they play good on special teams. And that's what you see when you watch on tape. On offense, the quarterback, Tyler Tettleton, you know, he's got 15 touchdown passes. He's only thrown 4 interceptions, completing 63% of his passes, and he's a third leading rusher. And he really does a great job managing that offense. And he's very dangerous because they have designed runs, and then he has times when he pulls the ball down and runs. So again, playing another one of those spread at the line of scrimmage attacks that we've seen from Cincinnati and from Florida International. And what makes them a little bit different is they're a little bit in between both of those. Because Cincinnati, their quarterback ran, and it was really athletic. The quarterback at Florida International did not run. They're both there. He's in between both of those because he does throw it very well. Number 8, Harden, their running back. He's their leading rusher. He's got a kickoff return for 74 yards on the season. He's averaging over 5 yards, I think 5.7 yards carry. Good football player, very good football player. And Ryan Boykin, their other tailback, who's their second leading rusher, he's averaging over 4 yards a carry. And they have a dynamic receiver in Brazil, number 7. He's got 36 catches on the season. What's dramatic there is he's averaging 13 yards per catch. He's also their punt returner. He was injured last year. He didn't play against us last year. But the previous year, 2009, he returned 3 punts for touchdowns. And the only person in the country to do that in the season. So to say he's got some explosive to him would probably be underestimating him. On defense, they lead the conference in interceptions. They have 12 on the season. They're second in rushing defense, and they're third in total defense. And the 2 defensive ends, number 99 Myers and number 90 Jermaine Scott. They present problems. They're good off the edge. They're physical. They can disrupt. Obviously, their go-to solid guy in the middle is Noah Keller, number 47, their Mike linebacker, who's a really terrific player, physical, tough. Obviously, it would remind you about Brian Wagner when you're watching them. And they're very good in the secondary. They do a good job covering guys up. So we know we have our work cut out for us to play them. We have to continue to improve and build upon our improvement as we get into the kind of the home stretch of our season here, the last 6 games. With that being said, I'll look forward to taking some questions here.
How many high school kids do you think you saw, or what school, was it the schools and games?
Well,
I mean,
as a staff,
yeah.
you know, we're probably going to, I know I went to 5 high schools on Thursday, I went to 6 on Friday. So if everybody was kind of in the 5 range, so you're talking about 5 a day, potentially, times 10 coaches. You know, we were out, let's say that's 100 schools, saw some games. We were probably in well over 100 situations, you know, give or take, you know, evaluations. You know, I think we're probably close to 100 in a 3-day period, because on some days when if you're doing some prep schools or junior colleges, you don't get to as many because you spend a lot of time at one when they have multiple guys. But I'm going to say we're probably clearly upward of 90, between 90 to 100, you know, evaluations that we made in a 3-day period.
And you can talk to the kids,
no,
or just the coaches?
Just the coaches.
Coaches, and then
we
you
talk to the
film
coaches.
them?
We talk to the coaches, evaluate video,
okay,
get academic information, watch practices in some instances.
Oh, okay.
I know I watched the practice on a Thursday, watch games, and then on Saturday we watched either high school games, prep school game, or junior college games on Saturday. And the young men are only in phone contacts unless they're on our campus right now, and then we could engage in dialogue with them.
Now the bye week, are you worried about rust at all? And when you see the Browns where they played,
you know,
same thing or not? But
I guess that'll be determined by how we play on Saturday. But what I was more concerned with was making sure that we got rested. And clearly, with still being a little bit down in numbers, I was clearly, if I was going to err more towards the side of getting our guys a break, getting them rested.
okay.
Because I wanted to come back yesterday and be not just physically fresh, but mentally fresh. And hopefully we achieve that as we go through.
Were the practices maybe a little more intense, or I mean Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, this
we
week?
We were in full
week?
pads Tuesday and Wednesday. We were in full pads.
I'm talking about this week now.
This week, well, yesterday was full padded, and it was clearly intense. We went against each other in 3 different segments in a very high tempo.
Because usually Monday you don't have pads.
Usually Monday we practice for an hour and we're in just shoulder pads. Yeah.
So this was
clearly okay, we're back. Let's get our focus back on college football. And I thought it was very spirited, and it was a very physical, and it was a little longer than a normal Tuesday would be.
So will you have pads today and
We
Wednesday?
would probably not, we would not be full pads, we'd be half pads today.
Today, and then tomorrow?
Tomorrow half pads, we'll be half pads the rest of the week.
Yeah, okay.